AI Business Brief for March 9, 2026. Microsoft bundles Copilot into a new $99/month Office tier to push AI adoption after slow uptake. Slack rolls out AI assistant integrations that let you draft messages inside ChatGPT and Claude. N8N publishes a playbook for adding human oversight to AI workflows without killing speed. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. Next section. Lead story. Microsoft launched a new Office 365 E7 tier at $99 per user per month, bundling Copilot AI with identity tools and the new Agent 365 product for managing AI agents. This is a 65% price increase over the current E5 subscription, $60/month after upcoming hikes. The move signals Microsoft's urgency to drive Copilot adoption after revealing only 3% of Office 365 users. 15 million paid seats out of 450 million total have signed up for the $30 Copilot add-on. For small businesses, this matters because Microsoft is betting that packaging AI into higher-priced tiers will force adoption faster than selling it as an optional add-on. If you are currently on E5, expect renewal pressure to upgrade. If you are on E3 or lower, Microsoft will likely push you toward E5 first, then E7. The E7 tier also introduces Copilot Cowork, built with Anthropic's Claude, which handles multi-step tasks like scheduling recurring emails and preparing for meetings with internal docs. This competes directly with Anthropic's own Claude Cowork service. Microsoft argues that most AI-driven work happens inside Office apps, Outlook, Teams, Excel, PowerPoint, not third-party tools, which gives them the advantage. If you run a team that lives in Microsoft's ecosystem, the integrated approach saves you from juggling separate AI subscriptions. If you rely on best-of-breed tools outside Microsoft, the bundled pricing may force you to pay for features you will not use. The math for a 50-person small business. $99/month per user equals $4,950/month. If Copilot saves each person 2 hours per week, that is 100 hours saved monthly. At $50/hour loaded cost, that is $5,000 in labor savings, which makes the subscription break even. If Copilot saves less than 2 hours per week per user, you are overpaying. Microsoft adds higher-priced Office tier with Copilot. Next section, tools and launches. Slack AI integrations, MCP server. Slack released the Model Context Protocol, MCP server, letting you draft, format, and preview Slack messages directly inside AI assistants like Claude and ChatGPT. If you use AI to write team updates or customer emails, you can now compose in Claude, see how it looks in Slack, and send without switching apps. This cuts down on copy-paste errors and speeds up async communication. Available now across all Slack pricing tiers, including free. Slack also shipped a real-time search API that eliminates indexing delays when third-party apps search your workspace. For small businesses using tools that pull data from Slack, project management dashboards, support ticket systems, this means your apps will always reflect the latest conversations without waiting for background indexing to catch up. Pro plan users get semantic search, which understands vague queries. If someone searches for budget discussion last month, Slack will find relevant threads even if no one used the exact words budget or discussion. This is useful for distributed teams where people communicate in different languages or use informal phrasing. For enterprise grid customers, Slack now supports custom connectors to pull internal knowledge bases directly into search results. This unlocks company wikis, internal docs, and legacy systems without migrating data. Setup requires developer time and API work, so small teams without in-house technical resources may struggle here. Slack enhances team connectivity with AI integrations. Next section, Business Playbook. How to add human oversight to AI workflows without killing speed. N8N published a production playbook for building human-in-the-loop AI systems. The core insight is that you do not need to babysit every AI output. You need human checkpoints at high-stakes moments. Customer-facing content, irreversible actions, financial transactions, database writes, and novel or ambiguous inputs where the AI's confidence drops. N8N recommends 3 patterns depending on complexity. 1. Inline chat approval to AI generates output, presents it in a chat interface, waits for yes/no. Best for single reviewer scenarios and content approval. 2. Form-based review to AI generates output, human edits via form fields before execution. Useful for CRM, customer relationship management, updates, support ticket routing, anything where edits are common. 3. Ticket-based queuing to batch outputs for multi-reviewer approval. Best for legal documents, contracts, high-value sales proposals. If you are deploying AI into customer support, sales emails, or financial workflows, this approach lets you maintain speed on routine tasks while catching errors before they compound. A misclassified support ticket is annoying. A misclassified legal document is a lawsuit. The Playbook includes N8N workflow templates you can clone and adapt. One business impact example from the article: an AI agent that drafts emails, summarizes support tickets, and updates your CRM works flawlessly in testing. Then you deploy it to production, and suddenly you are explaining to your VP of sales why a prospect received a reply promising a 90% discount that does not exist. The solution is not turning off AI. The solution is adding a human checkpoint before the email sends. Production AI Playbook, Human Oversight. The 4 stages of AI adoption and why most SMBs are stuck at level 1, Inc. Com published a framework for understanding where your business sits on AI maturity. Level 1, experimenting with ChatGPT. For one-off tasks, most SMBs are here. Level 2, workflow automation with AI integrated into tools you already use. Level 3, custom models or agents trained on your company's data. Level 4, AI as a product feature that customers pay for. The gap between level 1 and level 2 is the biggest unlock for most small businesses. If you are still copying and pasting into ChatGPT, you are leaving time on the table. Move to level 2 by connecting AI to your actual tools. Slack's MCP server, N8N workflows, Zapier AI actions, API integrations. The companies pulling ahead this year are automating repetitive knowledge work, not just using AI as a research assistant. The 4 stages of AI adoption. Next section, industry moves. Anthropic's Pentagon controversy and the startup defense question. Anthropic's negotiations with the Pentagon fell through. The Trump administration designated Anthropic a supply chain risk, and Anthropic is fighting the designation in court. Meanwhile, OpenAI announced its own Pentagon deal, triggering backlash from users who uninstalled ChatGPT and pushed Claude to the top of the App Store charts. At least one OpenAI executive quit over concerns the announcement was rushed without guardrails. For small businesses, this mostly matters if you rely on Claude or ChatGPT for mission-critical workflows. The controversy is about how these AI models are used in military contexts, not about the consumer or business products you use daily. Both companies' core services remain available. The broader question is whether this controversy will scare AI startups away from federal contracts. Probably not, according to TechCrunch. Most defense contractors fly under the radar. OpenAI and Anthropic only face scrutiny because millions of people use their products and cannot stop talking about them. General Motors makes army vehicles and no one protests. OpenAI makes chatbots and faces App Store boycotts. The lesson: visibility and public sentiment matter more than the contract itself. If you are building AI into a customer-facing product, expect your vendors' political choices to affect your brand. Diversify your AI providers if possible. Having fallback options, Claude, Gemini, local models, protects you when one vendor becomes radioactive to a segment of your audience. Will the Pentagon's Anthropic controversy scare startups away from defense work? AI data center startup Nscale raises $2 at $14.6 valuation. Nscale, a UK-based AI data center and cloud computing startup, raised $2 billion in a Series C led by Acre ASA and 8,090 Industries, with NVIDIA participating. The company has partnerships with Microsoft, $14 billion deal, and OpenAI, Stargate-branded data center in Norway. Nscale added former Meta COO Sheryl Sandberg, former UK Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg, and former Yahoo President Susan Decker to its board. The startup is eyeing an IPO. This is pure infrastructure news with no direct small business impact unless you are shopping for GPU compute. If you need access to high-performance AI inference or training, Nscale is one more cloud provider to watch. For everyone else, this is a signal that the AI infrastructure build-out continues at massive scale, which should eventually drive down compute costs as supply increases. Nscale raises $2 at $14.6 valuation. Next section, pricing and access watch. Microsoft 365 E7. $99/month, May 1 launch. The new E7 tier includes Copilot, $30, Entra Identity Tools, $12, and Agent 365, $15, plus the base Office 365 subscription. If you are already paying for these separately, bundling saves money. If you are not using Copilot yet, this is Microsoft's way of forcing the decision. E5 is also getting a price hike, from $57 to $60/month, so expect renewal conversations to include an E7 upsell. Slack MCP Server. Free for all plans, the Model Context Protocol Server is available now across all Slack pricing tiers, including free. Semantic Search is rolling out to Pro plans first. If you are on Slack free and using Claude or ChatGPT, you can connect them today at no additional cost. N8N Human Oversight. Free with self-hosted N8N's new chat node approval features are available in the open-source version. Cloud users get them on all paid plans. If you are self-hosting, this is a zero-cost addition. If you are on N8N Cloud, you are already covered. The only cost is your AI provider's API, Claude, OpenAI, etc. Next section, quick wins. Test Slack plus Claude MCP today. If your team uses Slack and you have a Claude account, connect them using Slack's new MCP server. Draft your next team announcement in Claude, preview it in the Slack context, and send it without copy-pasting. Test it on low-stakes messages first, internal updates, project notes, to get comfortable. This is the kind of micro-efficiency that scales. Setup takes about 15 minutes. If it saves you even one formatting bug per day, it pays for itself. Add a human gate to one AI workflow. Pick one automated task that touches customers or critical data. Add a human approval step before the final action. Use N8N's inline chat approval if you are already on that platform, or manually insert a review and approve step in whatever tool you are using. The goal is to keep AI speed while preventing expensive mistakes. Map your high-stakes outputs. Anything irreversible, customer-facing, or financially consequential gets a checkpoint. Everything else runs autonomously. Next section, Outlook. Microsoft's new Office tier is a leading indicator. AI is moving from optional add-on to bundled default. Expect other software as a service vendors to follow the same playbook over the next 6 months. Salesforce, HubSpot, and Atlassian will likely package AI features into higher-price tiers instead of selling them separately. If you are budgeting for 2026, assume your software costs will increase 20–30% if you want AI features included. Slack's MCP server and N8N's human-in-the-loop playbook both point to the same trend. The focus is shifting from, can AI do this task? To, how do we integrate AI into workflows people actually use without breaking things? The next wave of AI adoption is about operational reliability, not feature demos. If your AI experiments are still stuck in Slack channels and Google Docs, This week is a good time to move one workflow into production with proper oversight. The Anthropic/Open AI controversy is a reminder that vendor lock-in carries political risk. If your business depends on one AI provider, you are exposed to their reputational swings. This week's App Store migration shows users care about who their AI companies work with, and they will switch tools over it. Plan accordingly. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina Clear Tech, stay smart, stay ahead.